In a quiet Swedish town, two lives intersect on a peaceful October morning. An 8-year-old boy full of dreams and a beloved teacher on her way to work. Within moments, both would fall victim to an attack so random, so brutal, that it would haunt Linköping for 16 years. As investigators chase shadows and follow cold leads, a killer walks free, hidden in plain sight, living an unremarkable life that masks an unthinkable truth. Through groundbreaking genetic genealogy and unwavering determination, detectives would ultimately unravel a mystery that seemed impossible to solve. But the answer they find raises an even more disturbing question. How does a seemingly ordinary man harbour such extraordinary darkness? This is the story of how cutting-edge science and relentless investigation finally brought justice to a community frozen in time. Linköping, Sweden's 5th largest city, had always taken pride in its reputation for safety and community. The university town's 150,000 residents enjoyed a peaceful existence among its medieval cathedral and tree-lined streets. Life moved in an unhurried pace, with neighbours knowing neighbours and children walking freely to school. On the crisp morning of October 19, 2004, the autumn air carried a hint of winter. Mohammed Amore, a bright-eyed 8-year-old born to Iraqi parents, was worried about being late for school. He ate a quick breakfast, rushed to grab his backpack, and set out on his familiar route to school at 7:45 a.m. 56-year-old Anna-Lena Svensson had been teaching for over 3 decades. Her colleagues at the local school knew her as someone who arrived early each day, preparing thoughtfully for her students. That morning, she left her home on Osgatan Street, following her usual path through the residential area of Gamla Linköping. Unfortunately, neither would reach their destination. At approximately 8 a.m., on the corner of Osgatan and Trängatan, violence erupted without warning or reason. An unidentified man attacked Mohammed with shocking brutality. Witnesses would later describe a tall man, approximately 180 centimeters in height, wearing dark clothing and a distinctive cap. The attack on Mohammed was swift and fatal, involving multiple stab wounds from what investigators would later identify as a butterfly knife. When Anna-Lena stumbled upon the scene moments later, she too fell victim to the assailant's violence, becoming the second victim of an assault that lasted mere minutes. Lead investigator Jan Staff arrived at the scene to find a community in shock. The evidence was sparse but significant. A butterfly knife discarded nearby, a cap containing traces of DNA, and witness statements describing the attacker's calm demeanour as he walked away. The randomness of the crime presented an immediate challenge. No connection between the victims, no clear motive, and no signs of robbery or other conventional criminal intent. The investigation mobilized significant resources. Police conducted door-to-door interviews throughout Linköping, collected over 5,000 tips from the public, and analyzed hundreds of butterfly knives. They established that the murder weapon was a rare falcon butterfly knife, model FX550, narrowing their search but still leaving them far from identifying the killer. Daniel Nyqvist lived in an apartment in Linköping, just kilometers from the crime scene. Born in 1978, he had grown up in the area, attending local schools before gradually withdrawing from society. His employment history was sporadic, marked by brief periods of work followed by long stretches of isolation. Neighbours would later recall him as a shadow, present but unremarkable, someone who never initiated conversation and avoided eye contact. Medical records would eventually reveal a history of mental health challenges dating back to his teenage years. Nyqvist had sought psychiatric help multiple times, but never maintained consistent treatment. His daily routine consisted of solitary walks, often late at night, and minimal interaction with others. He lived without social media, avoided photographs, and maintained no close relationships. The victims' families, meanwhile, grappled with devastating loss. Mohammed's parents, who had fled Iraq seeking safety in Sweden, faced the unthinkable reality of losing their child to random violence in what should have been a secure haven. Amore's father told the local press he was radiantly happy and loved to joke with people. Why would anyone want to kill him? We have no enemies in the whole of Sweden. Anna-Lena's daughter described her mother as someone who found joy in nurturing young minds. Her classroom was known for its warm atmosphere and creative projects. She left dozens of families mourning her death. The years following the murders saw Linköping change. Parents began accompanying their children to school. Community trust eroded, and the case became a constant reminder of vulnerability in a place once known for its safety. In June 2020, genetic genealogy expert Peter Sjölund approached the case with cutting-edge DNA analysis techniques. Working with family tree DNA and MyHeritage databases, Sjölund began the painstaking process of building family trees from distant DNA matches. The killer's DNA profile, preserved for 16 years, yielded matches as distant as fourth and fifth cousins. Over several months, Sjölund constructed an intricate web of family relationships, analysing over 1,000 individuals connected through complex genealogical links. The breakthrough came when he identified a family line in Linköping that perfectly matched the genetic profile. Further investigation led police directly to Daniel Nyqvist. On June 9, 2020, investigators confronted Nyqvist with the DNA evidence. His confession was immediate, but offered little clarity. He described the murders as impulsive acts driven by urges he couldn't explain. The butterfly knife had been ordered weeks before, suggesting some level of premeditation, yet the choice of victims appeared entirely random. The trial revealed the full extent of Nyqvist's mental health struggles. Psychiatric evaluation confirmed severe mental illness, leading to his sentence to psychiatric care rather than prison. For the families, this outcome brought mixed emotions. Relief at finally knowing the truth, but frustration at the seeming inadequacy of the punishment. The Linköping case transformed Swedish forensic investigation. It became the first successful use of genetic genealogy in solving a cold case in Sweden, paving the way for similar investigations across Scandinavia. The technique has since been applied to other unsolved cases, offering hope to families still waiting for answers. Today, Linköping remembers Mohammed and Anna-Lena through community initiatives and educational scholarships. Their stories serve as powerful reminders of both the fragility of life and the persistence required to achieve justice. The case stands as a testimony to the evolution of forensic science and the unwavering dedication of investigators who refuse to let time erase the need for truth. To dive further into this case, check out the recent Netflix series The Breakthrough, adapted from the book of the same title by Anna Bodin and Peter Sjölund. Every crime has a story. Every story has a lesson.